Good morning, everyone. So welcome to Something Saturday, and we've gone from being really hot to kind of coolish, to be honest, and a bit of rain. So rain's good, you know, we need that for sure. So this morning I thought I would show you the way that I actually cut and score my cardstock, or I usually score it first and then cut it. And then I also thought I would show you a really quick and easy way of creating a couple of cards with some pretty designer series paper. So hopefully somebody joins me, and if not, then I hope you enjoy this later. And just not sure if there's anything else I can tell you about at the moment, so I'm going to flip the screen, and oh look, I've got 2 people watching me. So welcome, thanks for watching. I'm just going to flip the screen and we're going to go ahead and show you how to do this. So, see if I can. No. Hi Katrina. Morning Elizabeth. It's amazing how I have this all set up, and then as soon as I manage to get it up on here, I end up having to move everything around. But there you go. Right. Okay, so I said, I'm not sure whether everyone would have heard this, so I'm going to repeat it again. I said I'm going to show you how I cut and score my cardstock. And then also I thought I'd show you a really quick and easy way of creating a couple of cards out of a nice piece of cardstock, designer series paper. So I start off with my A4 sheets like this. What I do is I've got my scoreboard, and I know that 10.5 is the halfway point for the sheet of A4. So what I do is I actually go through, and however many pieces of cardstock I want at the time, I just go through and score them all. So I'm just going to do 2 so that you can see what I'm doing. So I've got my 2 pieces there. Now, I'll just let you know, with this scoreboard, it actually has 2 components to it. So the other one seems to be stuck. There we go. So it does it in inches. And then I also have a centimetre scoreboard part that goes over the top. And because it is a 12 by 12 one, you actually can use your scrapbooking papers on this, and it's really easy to use. And obviously it comes with its own little tool, for want of a better way of putting it. Okay, so once I've got my sheets all scored down the middle of them, I then bring in my cutter, and I know that this cutter will cut at least 2 pieces at once, so I'm quite happy to put them in together. And then, might need my glasses for this part. Then I know that 14.8 centimetres, hopefully you can see this, 14.8 centimetres is again the halfway mark for cutting it this way. So my cutter has a cutting blade and a scoring blade, so potentially I could do this with this scoring blade. I just find it's a little easier with the other one because you don't have to keep lifting up the bar every time you want to use it. And there we go. So then I have 4 pieces cut now. I can get rid of my cutter, and I take my 4 pieces, and because they've all got a score line in them like that, I can just fold them in half and sway them like that, pop them down. Now these tend to end up a little bit sort of gappy, for want of a better way of putting it, so I then grab one of my bone scorers and just go down each one individually, just to make sure that it's nicely scored down. And there we go. 4 very quick cards that I've managed to do. So it doesn't take long, as I say. Now hopefully that's still in the middle. Well, it seems to be. I might just push it up a tad so that I can see that. Hi Lorraine! Just saw that Lorraine's on there too, so that's good. Thank you for joining me. All right, so as I say, score it first, then cut it, and you're only doing half the work, because if you cut it, then you've got to score 2 pieces. So good way of doing your cards, and I always tend to have a few extras sort of hanging around anyway. So now these are the 2 cards that I thought I would show you how to make. So I've used, wait for it, where's it gone to? I had it all prepared earlier. There it is. So I've used this designer series paper, which is called Flower and Field, if you can see that through the shininess. Flower and Field designer series paper. Now, this is one of the celebration products. So this means that when you spend $90 on any other products in the catalogue, you can actually pick this for free if you want to. Or there's lots of other things you can pick for free. So just thought I would show you some of the beautiful patterns on this paper. So I love this one. I think that's gorgeous. And then the other side has these beautiful little daisies on it. There's this one here, which has dots on the other side of it. And I like that one too. I think that's really pretty with the red on it. And then that has yellow dots on the other side. This one here with some stripy bits, which is kind of cool. I quite like that. Oh, this one's probably my favourite. I just love all these designs, and they're really easy to cut out as well. And then you've got that herringbone look on the other side. Then there's this one as well. Now we got to 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. So there's 6 different designs, and obviously they're all double-sided, and you get 2 sheets of each in a pack like this, and they're all 12 by 12 size. So let's just tuck those away. Okie dokie. So into my little pack that I made earlier. It's like Blue Peter, isn't it? Here's one I made earlier. And oh goodness, don't need to take that with me too. So what I've done, oh, excuse all the bits falling out. I have pre-cut a whole heap because I figured you didn't really need to see me cutting bits out. What I've done is I've cut this to 5 3/4 inches and 4 inches. And you will find that that size fits really nicely onto your card, onto your base card. So I'm just going to go ahead and find my glue. Oh, there it is. I just managed to cover it over with the two cards. So, oh, just move that on a wee bit. So don't forget, when you use this glue, this is the stamping seal. So start off with it so it's actually quite low on your page like that. And then run it along to the end, tip it right up, stop for a second and pull it off. And then you will find that the glue is always on that tip. Just add a little bit more there. So I'm just going to pop that onto there and know that there's a little tiny border all the way around. So it's only about a millimetre border that goes all the way around your card like that. And the other one I'm going to do is this one here. Oh, that didn't actually work at the beginning. There we go. It's quite cute on that side too, but I really liked the green. I'm a bit of a green fan in case you hadn't gathered. All right, so we've got 2 basic cards like that. Now, I then got a sheet of white card, and this is just cut to, so 13.8 centimetres by 9.5 centimetres. So what it is it's actually 1 centimetre shorter than your actual card. So it's 1 centimetre shorter that way. If I just line it up with this, you'll kind of get the drift. So it's 1 centimetre shorter that way and 1 centimetre shorter that way. Okay. That just then gives us a little bit of a gap all the way around it, so that as you can see, we've got that gap there. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my cutter, and I'm just going to cut it randomly. So I cut there, and I'm going to cut there. So I've got 3 pieces. Potentially, I guess you could cut it into more if you wanted to. I've just decided on 3 pieces is fine for what I want to do. Oh, get back in there. And then you basically pick a card. So potentially you could go like that. You could turn it over and go like that. Might be an interesting change. Yeah, I might do that. So I'm just going to run the back of my fingernail. Potentially you could just use a bone scorer just to do this. So I don't know if you can see this, but when you cut it, sometimes you end up with like a little ridge on the opposite side of where you've cut. And just to get rid of that, because you don't really want it. So if I put it that way up on my cardstock, you're going to see that little ridge all the way sort of through it. So just to get rid of that little ridge on whatever side, just run your bone scorer or just the back of your nail over it, and you'll see that it just straightens it all out there. Hopefully that made sense. Now I can't remember which way I'm doing this. Okay, like that. That was it. And then that one. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and cut out a few of the images. So as you can see, there's different images on here. Some of them are complete images like that, and these ones on top, but some of them actually aren't. So this one here actually has a cut off there. And you can see with these ones that they have little cut off bits, but don't just throw them away and discard them just because you've cut them out and that was where your paper ended, because you can cover those up. So let's stamp a saying. Oh, I was going to show you, I picked, so I don't know if you remember, a little while ago I actually showed you how to make up this kit. So it's called Hello Dear Friend All-Inclusive Card Kit. So it comes with a set of stamps, and in fact the stamps that we used on this are not the stamps that we're going to use today. So there you go. So it has the Hello Dear Friend, which we've got there. It has a day to remember, which is there. It has the thank you, which is there, and the you make my heart smile, which is there. But we also have 1, 2, 3 other stamps, which are really nice. So I'm going to use them because, you know, that's the whole point of having a kit with a stamp set, is that you can then use the stamp set on other things. So we then have just a little note, which I think is lovely. And I'm going to use a bit of the Just Jade colour because I know that that is my background colour on this one. And we're just going to ink up. Remember, when you ink with a Stampin' Up pad, you don't need to you don't need to grind it into there because it's going to end up with ink all in the little extra spaces. So you just need to tap, tap, tap. So just, you can even, if the block is heavy enough, you can just let the weight of the block ink it up too. And let's go with just a little note. There we go. Now I look for my scrap paper that I had around here somewhere and it seems to have disappeared. Fabulous. Okay, go with that one there. And the other thing I have done with this card is I've actually used the little flower. So there is this rather nice, I thought this actually went really well with this cardstock. This, I'll show you. So we've got nice little thing there, and see how nicely it goes? Well, I think it does anyway. Hopefully you're all saying, yes, Heather, yes, it does go really well, doesn't it? And if you're not, it doesn't matter because I can't see. Okay, and then the other one is just a little flower that sits on top. And again, I think it's really lovely because it actually does match, because it's got the light colour and the dark colour in it. So how clever am I? Moving on from that. Okay, so this piece can now sit up the top of your card. And that's onto there like that. Oh, I've managed to smudge it. Might need a diamante or something in there, I think. And then the bottom piece, what I've actually done is built up like a little collage of these pieces that I've fussy cut out from the paper. So you can kind of see that they all match this paper, and in fact, you know, the colours in the Stampin' Up papers are kind of all designed to, once you've got one set, the whole lot is designed to go together, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. So I have a need of covering up these pieces. So I think that might work quite nicely to cover that. So I'm going to go ahead and unstick my finger. There's that. Oh, they stick well to my finger. All right, let's put that in there. Let's tuck that underneath there. We now know that this piece here can go on top of the lot. Oh, hello. Bit of extra sticky there. There we go. So now it looks like those two flowers are just hiding behind this section of flowers. And I suppose I ought to decide what I'm going to put onto this side too. So, because we're building up 2 cards at once, I'm just going to go ahead and pop on my just a little note again. You know, I'm not going to use that colour. That would be, and it would go fine with it, but I wanted to use, excuse me while I just find it, my Granny Apple Green, because that is the colour that I've actually got on the background there. So excuse me while I just give that a quick clean off. There it is, right. Granny Apple Green. And we will say just a little note on this one. There we go. That's a much better colour with it. So that one's going to go onto there. And we can decide what we're going to put onto this one. So I wonder whether I put something like that onto there and maybe add the rest of these onto here. It is really a case of, you know, whatever you feel is going to go well, just pop it in. I did actually have this all worked out, believe it or not, and now I've completely forgotten what I was going to do, and we're just going with completely new designs, so yay! Right, let's pop that one under there. So sometimes it is just a case of keep going until you've worked out what it is before you stick it all down. Let's pop one of those onto there. So just popping a dimensional onto the back of there so it can sit up onto there, and we might need to move this one up the card a little bit because I didn't really think about the fact that it needed to be near the bottom. So it doesn't have to be down the bottom because at the end of the day it's not a shop bought card. It doesn't have to be the same as everyone else's. And we just pop that onto there, and there we go. We have one card made already, and then the other card we are just gonna also got this one as well, which is quite cute. Ooh. Wonder if I could put that over there. Oh no, not quite. Okay, so okay, let's pop this down onto here first, because we've got heaps of room with this card, so it doesn't matter how much I spread myself out with it. Oh, again, don't really need the glue on there. Oh, whoopsie. Let's put that piece down. Oh dear, move along, move along. That's obviously didn't manage to stop and tip it upwards. Yep. Heather. Eesh. And let's put that there. Then I reckon that one can go up on a dimensional. Pop it there. Oh, and get stuck to the table. Fabulous. So which way are we going to go with this? Let's go like that. And I wonder if it's worth adding another one of those. Where's my teeny tiny dimensionals? Okay, they're not here, so what I'm going to do is just take my scissors, which are here, and cut myself a little piece of dimensional for this one. And just pop that in. And let's decide where I'm going to put that. Maybe there. There we go. So, and I've still got these little pieces left from the piece that I cut. So potentially I could have cut that out and had it sort of sitting behind something else as well. But I think I'm quite happy with that. So that is, I don't think you'll be able to see it like that, will you? All right, so we've got those two. So you can see I've used the same paper as I've cut out from with this one, whereas this one is a different paper, but potentially you could still cut out from these papers and those two. So now what else was I going to tell you about? Just so that you know, coming up on the 20th and 21st of March, there's the Picture to Page show in Kangaroo Flat, but it's not in Kangaroo Flat actually anymore. That was confusing, wasn't it? Okay, no, it's not in Kangaroo Flat, it's in Bendigo. So it's Picture to Page show in Bendigo, and it's actually at the showgrounds. So I'm going to be having a stand there with Rosalie, as we usually do. So that'll be fun, and feel free to come along to that. I am going to be teaching something, and currently I'm working on doing something similar to this. How cool is that? Absolutely love the chickens at the moment. But I thought I would create a card that is this design. Whether it's going to be a chicken card or not, I'm not sure, because these take a long time to colour in, and I can just imagine people sitting there for hours colouring in. So it may not be the chickens. Watch this space, and if you have enjoyed this video, please do share it. So share the love, and I will see you next week. Thanks for